In this video, we will be doing this nude makeup with the specifics of the summer. So the goal here is to make it look natural, beautiful, and to make it feel light on your face so you basically don't feel anything. If you're interested, let's do it. Hello YouTube, my name is Vesta and I'm a student in a beauty academy working towards my professional certification as a makeup artist. Here on this channel, I share with you what I learned, my mistakes, observations, and hopefully progress. Stay with me if you are interested in makeup, beauty, and style. Every makeup, regardless of the complexity of it, we start with a moisturizer and lip balm. Since now it's summer and we usually sweat during summer and we don't like having heavy makeups on us, I will be applying medium coverage foundation. Mine is by Il Makiage. I'm just using one pump because I don't, as I said, I don't want to go heavy on it. So I will take my foundation brush and I will try to put all the product in, but then remove the excess, so I make sure I don't put a huge blob on my face, and I start working with one zone very lightly, just with some tapping motions. This way I am making sure that I don't put a thick layer of a foundation and it's very thin but still provides some coverage. Regardless of the type of the makeup you're doing, sometimes it's full glam, so it's heavy, sometimes you just need a little bit of coverage. My advice to you would be always start with a very thin layer because our faces are not even. Some areas need just a little bit, some areas need more. That's why you just start with a very thin and then you just apply more to the areas where to the areas which need more attention. So one pump is done. So now you, even if you look very close at my face, you won't really see almost anything because it's so evenly and nicely distributed on my face. My tone is much more even, but it doesn't feel like I have anything on my face and it doesn't show like I have anything on my face. Still, I have a few imperfections. For example, I clearly need to work under my eyes. Traditionally for my face, I have purple around my nose and I have a red dot here. That's pretty much it, but it's still something that needs my attention. Since we're doing a light makeup today, I will take my Makeup Forever concealer. This one is full coverage, and right here in the studio today I do not have a light concealer. What I will do, I will get just a little bit of it, this little bit, and I will mix it little bit with my moisturizer. Again, not much, just a little. If you're wondering why I'm doing it with the tweezers, is because I cannot find my spatula today. So I will just mix it. When you mix your products with creams or moisturizers for the first time, better test it during not an important day, or test it at home first and walk around for half an hour, because not all products match together really well. I already tried that combination, that's why I know for sure it will work. For a very light coverage, I will use this brush. It's very fluffy, and the bristles, they have a lot of space in between each other that will make the application very light and thin, and this is what we need. Again, I just take a little bit, and still, even if I took a little bit, there is quite a lot of product, so if I just start putting it in on my face like this, it will put out too much. So I remove some here, and when I see that there's just a little bit left, that's when I start working. I go underneath the eyes, again with the tapping motions. You can already see the difference in the skin tone, but even being very, very close to my face, you'll barely or not at all notice that I have any products under there. I don't even touch the product here. I am still using the leftovers. Here I have a red dot. This is where I want the layer to be much thicker. That's why I will just take a bit more of the products with my finger. Actually, maybe not with the finger, but I need it. Here. Since I have a little bit of the product left, I will use it as base for eyeshadows. Same idea, very, very thinly. Here you can actually swipe it instead of tap. If the layer is very thin, it won't crease. But if you want to make sure, just powder it on top before blinking too much. So right now, this is where when you set it with a powder. My face is not oily, my face is really dry, and I'm not a heavy powder user. My clients usually need some powder. I don't, but this is the specifics of my skin, so I won't be putting any powder because I will feel, let me say that powder for me feels heavy. With what I have right now on my face, I do not feel anything at all. If I put some powder, I will feel the makeup, and this is not what I want, and this is not the best feeling. And I believe that I won't get greasy. So I will stop here. You, if you need some powder, put the powder. Today I will be mixing warm and cold tones for bronzer and highlighter. Again, if you're not using much of the product, and this is exactly our exercise for today, they will blend nicely, and the warm will neutralize the cold, and it will glow silvery, pearly, but it won't look cold on the face. So first I will take the bronzer. Again, I remove what I don't need, so we make sure it's very light on the skin. I start with the upper part of my ear and go down the bone. Can actually take what's left here, and the same on this side. We're not doing any real contouring job today because, again, we're doing it very light. I have just maybe little bit on the brush, so I will just put it. I will just frame my face a little bit. It's barely noticeable. I would say it's not even noticeable, but it kind of piles up little by little, and it will provide a very natural and nice effect. Now we go into the highlighter. And highlighter I put higher than the bronzer, and I overlap them a little bit so there's a continuation. One of my favorite things is to put some of the highlighter on the bridge of the nose like this. I'm not very lucky with my nose personally. My nose is not as thin as I would like it to be. So highlighting it, the bone like this, helps a little bit. That's it for the skin tone. Let's move to the eye area. And usually I start with eyeshadows, but today I would like to start with the eyebrows. And I will see what my eyebrows look like when I am done with them. And based on that, I will decide on the eyes. I would like to show you this product. It's like a pen, but with four teeth, like a fork. So, and it's very, very thin, so you can make strokes, because with a classical pencil, strokes are really hard to do. And usually, even for me, it doesn't really work. It's on my eyebrows, they are thick enough, so I cannot make strokes. But this thing provides some air in between your hairs. Just don't go too much, because if you press on it, it will look like you were painting with a marker on your face, because it is basically a marker. My eyebrows naturally grow a little bit too far. I would like them to be closer to each other, but this is where they stop growing naturally. Regardless of what I do, they just don't grow here. Uh, this is where this thing really thrives, because it allows to make your brows wider, and it won't look as if you filled it with a pencil. Now I will just brush them a little bit. Usually you would like to brush them up. Don't skip brushing, because it removes the excess product and it will make your brows look softer. Today we are doing uh, easy nude makeup suitable for the day. So I will be focusing on the first two rows of my palette. Normally you would want to choose a color that's pretty close to your skin, so depending on your own complexion, choose accordingly. We already have the concealer on our eyelids, usually powdered if you did it, or not. So just make sure it hasn't creased. Mine hasn't. So I don't need to put a base color because it's there already. I will start with this simple color, which could basically be my skin color if I tanned a lot in the sun. I'll start with the crease, going almost all the way. I prefer to do it with a flat brush. See, it's pretty flat. That provides you more control, because with a fluffy brush, the product will go in on a larger area, and I want it to be basically aligned in the crease. Now I would like to take a fluffy brush. Make sure it's a clean one, it's important. And you just blend it, making sure that the transition to the skin is very, very soft, barely noticeable or not noticeable at all. And when you do it with light colors, or the colors that are close to your natural skin tone, it's very easy. If I put very bright blue, for example, it would be much harder to blend. So when you learn makeup, start applying natural colors. It will be so much more forgiving on what you do. Here we just wanted to create a little bit of shade. Now I will move to a little bit darker color here. Again with my flat. I will go along the lash line and I will stop in the middle, like this. I'll take the fluffy one again, and I will just go left and right, and because it's wide and fluffy enough, it will distribute the product higher on the lid. For the middle of the eyelid, I will take this wonderful, beautiful color. I'll take it closer to the camera. So it's more of a pink shade, but it has more of orangey, orange tone sparkles. So it glows orange. It glows from pink to orange. It's very beautiful. And if it's a thin layer, it won't be too much. So same flat brush, just a little bit, and put it right in the middle. One side, the other side. Now the fluffy one, and go carefully around. And the final touch, actually I can take the same flat brush, just like clean it a little bit, and I will take the light color here and put it in the corner here and in the corner here. Take the blending one and blend in the middle. So again, what we did here. First, we took a little bit darker shade and filled the crease around. Then we took the darkest shade that we're using today and put it along the lash line here. Then we took our bright golden color and put it in the middle of the lid, and then the lightest one next to the nose. Very simple. Here I will leave you the scheme showing what goes where. Now you have a choice. You can leave it as is. It's looking very natural. It's pretty much it's no makeup today. But I would like to go a little bit further and to apply eyeliner. But again, since it's not a heavy makeup, I'm not gonna use the black one. I'm gonna use a brown one. And you will see what a dramatic difference it makes, because it looks quite dark as well. But you will see that it's so different from black. So I have it on my palette right here. I take an angled brush, and I won't go outwards just yet. It's much easier to start in the corner, but without going outside, and go along the lash line. Also, you don't have to lead the brush like this. You don't have, it's not a pencil, you don't have to do this motion. You can just tap, lift, move, tap, lift, more like a sewing machine pattern. Just make sure you're close to the lash line. We're trying to create, here we're trying to create a shadow as if your lashes were thicker and create the shade with their volume. You can go on the top and you can go from the bottom, so you make sure there are no patches and there are no empty spaces. And you don't have to lead the line to the very end because it will make it more not noticeable. I prefer to stop it somewhere like here. Just make it thinner and thinner until it naturally disappears. And when you're using brown, not black, even if you make a mistake and you kind of remove it with your finger right away, it's much more forgiving than black, because black will be very, very obvious. And here it just looks a little bit smudged, which is even better because we don't want graphic straight line. We want it to be the shadow. Now I need to decide if I want the liner to go a little bit outside or not. Obviously, when we elongate it outside, it's much more obvious that we're having makeup. Actually, I will take a clean angled brush and I will just smudge it along the line everywhere. So it appears much softer. Actually, that's how I will elongate the line, because there's some of the residue on this brush. So when I smudge it, I just go a little bit outside. So there's just a little bit of a hint. It's not even a line, it's a hint of a line. It is quite important to have a fresh eyeliner, because if you had a dried one, it's going to be almost impossible to smudge it. You would hurt your eye, you would be very hard on your skin, and your skin in this area is very, very sensitive. So it's important to have a good liner. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be a drugstore, just it has to be liquid enough. For the lips, I will finish with the eyes later because I forgot to get my mascara, so I will need to go away and grab it. So I will finish with everything else, and then I will finish with the mascara. This is Charlotte Tilbury pencil. I really like this line. This one is I use it so much that I don't see the letters anymore, but it will be, I guess, in the description. I won't extend and make my lips more voluminous. I will just frame them with their natural, by their natural size. By now the lip balm is fully absorbed. If you still have it on your lips, just remove it with a tissue. When you do your lips, don't be shy to open your mouth, because you need to finish the liner right in the corner, and you cannot do it with a closed mouth, so open. I have a whole palette here of nudish lip balms, which are very, very, the color is nude, but it's not transparent, it's very saturated. Guess I will go with this one. Now let's just do the eyelashes. There. So we are ready. Again, the only heavy-ish thing that's on my face today is the lip balm. This is the specifics of this balm. It's very intense in color. You can use any other. You can use even a transparent or just a lip balm. Maybe a lip tint. This is the type of makeup that you don't really need to maintain during the day. Nothing will run or move around, and even if let's say your eyeshadows or your bronzer moves a little bit, it's very neutral, so it won't even be visible. The only thing you need to do during the day, if only you want, is to freshen up the balm a little bit. That was it for today. I hope you enjoy your summer. I hope you enjoy your makeups, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.